Snakes can be hard to find, really hard. I've literally spent decades trying to find some kinds of snakes, and that feeling you get when you've spent so much time and money trying to find snakes and just don't find any can be downright depressing. But don't give up. I'm going to give you 5 tips that will help you to be able to find any snake that you're looking for. These 5 tips helped me to find my first Mexican Hognose Snake in Arizona, my first Arizona milk snake, and my first Mexican Rosy Boa at a specific locale that I've searched for years. Step 1 is research. Step 2 is go to the right places. Step 3 is to go at the right time. Step 4 is to go during the right conditions. And step 5 is record your observations and keep trying. Step 1 is to research. This means studying out the animal that you'd like to find in field guides, talking to others who have found that same snake before, searching for locality records on sites like iNaturalist or museum records. Step 2, you've got to go to the right places. I've literally wasted so much time herping, trying to find snakes in locations where they didn't even exist. Whether this is totally the wrong place, outside of the shaded distribution maps, or looking in the wrong places within the shaded areas of distribution maps. Distribution maps don't tell you exactly where you need to find the snakes. They might tell you the general location, but not the specific habitat type. For example, you might be looking for a snake that's within the shaded area of your distribution map. But if the snake you're looking for lives in washes rather than in rock piles, you should be spending your time only looking in washes. Step 3, you've got to go during the right time of the year. This is another area where I've just wasted countless hours. Sometimes you just don't know what the right time of year is. That's where the step 1, the research, comes into play. If you're looking for a snake that's primarily active during the summer monsoons, you're going to have a hard time finding that snake if you're searching for it during January. Snake activity can be seasonal, and different snakes are doing different things at specific times of the year. Some snakes are going to prefer to be active in the early spring, while others during the summer monsoons. But not only do you need to look at the right time of year and in the right places, you also need to look during the right specific conditions. Many snakes are nocturnal, and you're not going to have a good chance finding them during the day. You may know the right location where they can be found, and you may even know the right season to look for them. But if you're not looking for them at night, you're really shooting yourself in the foot. Step 5 is to record your observations and continue looking for the snake. You may actually be looking for the snake at the right places, the right time of year, and in the right weather conditions. But sometimes it just requires persistence. Take note of roadkill animals. That is a good indicator that not only are you in the right place, but you're also looking for them during the right conditions. I found my first Mexican hognose snake over 25 years ago in West Texas. And ever since finding that animal, I always wanted to find another in Arizona. I literally spent decades off and on in southern Arizona looking for Mexican hognose snakes. I kind of had a general idea on where you could find them, and because I'd already found one in West Texas, I thought it would be easy to find another in Arizona. Boy, was I wrong. I tried everything. I tried driving dirt roads, driving paved roads, in the morning, in the afternoon, and nothing. I just couldn't find a Mexican hognose snake in Arizona. I couldn't even find a roadkill hognose. Clearly what I was doing just wasn't working. It was almost like they just didn't exist. Year after year went by, and over again, I had nothing but failed attempts. But I decided to follow the 5 steps. I did more thorough research. I looked in field guides. I looked up specific localities. And I talked to others who had found them. I studied their behaviors and habitats in books. I even took notes about the best time of year to find them, based upon locality records and dates. Armed with all of this information and determination, I continued the search and did not give up. And finally, one morning, this is what happened. After following the 5 steps and all the work that it takes to find a difficult snake, the payoff is amazing. Just watch this and keep in mind, this is after 25 years of trying to find one in Arizona.
Hognose! Yes! It really
This was an incredible find that was only possible through following the 5 steps.
Check out how it's flaring up its neck like a cobra. This hognose snake is huge.
Doing the research, being in the right place, searching in the right
This is so
conditions,
cool.
searching at the right time,
Finally.
and persistence finally paid off. And it can pay off for you too.
Check out this amazing animal. I'm so happy to finally check this animal off of my Arizona life list. Just look at it.
If you'd like to watch the full video about finding a Mexican hognose snake, click here. The Arizona snake that I spent the longest amount of time searching for is the milk snake. I had literally been studying and learning about milk snakes since I was a kid. Later, as a young adult, I discovered that milk snakes could be found in Arizona, but the number of locations where they were known to be found from was few and far between. In fact, the books that I had didn't even have photographs of any milk snakes that had been found in Arizona. They had to use a photograph of a milk snake from a nearby state. It wasn't even clear to me where in Arizona they could be found. How would I ever be able to find one? I made several trips throughout the years to areas that were not even the right locations and not the right time of year. The trips that I made weren't even during times when the weather was optimal. I was clearly doing everything wrong. As time went by, I spent more time carefully studying books, including new books that were written. I also was able to get into contact with others that had found milk snakes in Arizona. This totally changed my outlook on finding Arizona milk snakes, and at the same time revealed that I was doing almost everything wrong. Finally, after following the 5 steps, I was able to get closer than ever before to finding my first Arizona milk snake. Let's watch a clip about me trying to find my first Arizona milk snake. This right here was my step 1, the research into an Arizona milk snake. I checked all of these different books, all of these different resources, and like I said, I talked to other people that had found milk snakes in Arizona. Here are the sample habitats where Arizona milk snakes can be found. These are the areas where I herped for Arizona milk snakes. And after a few trips of coming during the wrong time of year, finally I narrowed down on the best time of year to find a milk snake. And I learned to understand the right time of day and the right weather conditions that bring Arizona milk snakes out. But even after knowing all these things and learning all these things, I still needed persistence. The first year, I found 3 roadkill animals, but I still had to wait a whole nother year to come out and try again to find my first live Arizona milk snake. Working our hardest to find milks, we found 3, all of them roadkills. Cannot believe that. So we're working hard, and hopefully we can pull off a 4th milk and this one live.
There's a really small snake in the road.
And once I finally did, the payoff was incredible.
It's a milk snake. It's my
Just
first
look at
Arizona
this
milk
beautiful
snake.
snake.
I can't believe it. It finally happened. No way. Unreal. It's gorgeous. And it's not a DOR. It's alive. Did this really happen? So many years of dreaming, and now it has happened. All of the time spent researching, all of the time spent exploring and hunting has now paid off in this one single moment with this one single snake. This is the moment.
Boy, was it worth it. If you enjoyed that video segment, go ahead and click here to watch the first video. It's actually a 2-part series. The second video is here. And now on to the Mexican Rosy Boa. I had learned about a specific locale of Mexican Rosy Boas probably 13 years before I found my first boa there. So I had the location down. And not only that, I had found other Rosy Boas before, including Mexican Rosy Boas. So what I really needed in this situation was step number 5, keeping records and notes and persistence. Finally, after all that time of not giving up and trying, I was able to find my first boa at this particular locale. Let's watch the video clip. This video right here is yet another example of the 5 steps. By the time that I found this animal, I had already done the research. I already knew where to find the snake. I already knew what the best months were to find it. and I knew the right weather conditions. All that was left was persistence, was continuing to come down until I found the animal, which I finally did. These 5 steps have worked time and time for me, and I know that they can work for you too. If you enjoyed that video, go ahead and click right here to watch the full story. So anytime you're feeling down and you just can't find any snakes, or you can't find the type of snake that you're looking for, remember these 5 steps. Put them to work. They will literally help you to be able to find any snake that you put your mind to. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and support me on Patreon.